Here for match number 1, we are on the play, which is always nice with a tempo deck like this. Yep, hand pretty solid. No early permission or anything, but we do have quite a bit of card selection. So, could lead on Ragavan, potentially. Really put the opponent to the test. I'm going to 6. This situation, I'm not sure if you're supposed to lead on Ragavan or DRC. I think I'm going to lead on Ragavan. Really puts the opponent to the test immediately. With a turn 1 Esper Sentinel, sure. So we're up against Hammer Time immediately. I think I offer the trade. I don't want them having a creature on the battlefield if we can manage it. Alternatively, I could bolt, I guess. Let's just get this out of the way, I suppose. Try to get as much early pressure going as possible. You see an Inkmoth Nexus, cast a DRC, cast a Bauble, trigger, another DRC in the graveyard, upkeep. Opponent also has an upkeep stop, it looks like. Love the planes they have. You're up against tested. Okay. We're stuck in our opponent's upkeep step. I'm drawing Pure Steel Paladin, which is moderately terrifying. So they can't currently cast, but they probably have a Stoneforge Mystic, grabbing a Colossus Hammer. Okay. Draw. Really like a bolt or something here. Alright. Been a third Ragavan. Been a land? Question mark? I think we offer this trade since we already have another. Play out another Ragavan. Pass. Okay. Our opponent's just going to literally make a token. Sure, yes. I think I'm willing to trade a token for another Ragavan. Yeah, I'm perfectly happy with this trade. Now the question is, do I think I just continue to look for a way to close out this game? Yeah, that's I a card I am more than happy to draw. Discard his aid, that's moderately terrifying. Okay. Let's go ahead and counter that. Hit our opponent for some damage. Cast a Ledger Shredder. Cast a Mishra's Bauble. Guess we Surveil first. I think I'm okay drawing that just because it's a guaranteed discard. Opponent is drawing another land, which is moderately terrifying. Alright, counterspell is not terrible. Sure. Alright, sure. Don't know I'm supposed to win game 1 in this matchup, but Blood Moon is a consideration. Definitely want these EEs. Definitely want Brotherhood's End and a Braid. Dress Down, also a consideration. Counterspells are kind of middling in this matchup. Rag of Hand can be a little bit awkward, especially on the draw. Flusterstorm really only fights over the protection spells. Hearse, not really this matchup. We didn't see any blue out of them. Subtleties, kind of whatever. Blood Moons, potentially good against them. Counterspell really only answers something like Sanctifier and Vec, etc. And my lovely neighbors coming home. Ragavan. So I guess we go like this, question mark. So maybe I'm supposed to take out Spell Pierce as well, but that feels like the kind of card we really want in some of these situations. His hand is one more land than ideal, but I still think we have a good opener. As long as they don't go Esper Sentinel again on one. Okay, so they are the blue-white version, which is interesting. Still think I'm supposed to get pressure down. I think I'm in the market for an iteration. Okay. See what you're drawing. Stoneforge Mystic. Moderately terrifying, but also kind of annoying. Yep, Stoneforge. Caldera. Okay, that's going to force me to answer the Stoneforge immediately. Hopefully we draw a bolt or something. Darcy. Let's go and get... I guess we can get Basic Island here. Go ahead and deal with this. Put that in the graveyard. That's the 4th type, so we get to... Yeah, we really needed to blank the Caldera complete. It's just such an annoying card. Had the dress downs to deal with the stupid whatchamacallit tokens, so I'm not terribly worried about them. 14. They're on quite the quick clock here. Probably could easily get something like Relic of Progenitus or something, but yeah, it definitely can be. What's up, Mad Kiwi? How you doing tonight? Okay. What plays Springleaf Drum? I think I'm just supposed to take early tokens here. Dress down, surveil, and then mark it for a lightning bolt, and opponent concedes. Okay, sometimes it's just that easy, I guess. We're back for match number 2. Wishing our opponent good luck. Modern Jund non-saga variant. Gotcha. We're on the play, which is nice. This hand is a little clunky potentially, but we do keep it. Fetch Steam Vents into DRC. DRC into Hold Up Unholy Heat, depending on obviously what our opponent's doing. So, opponent's mulliganing to 6. Alright, so turn 1 is pretty scripted for what we're doing. Did you take a look at Reed's latest video? I noticed he did well with a video on Channel Fireball. Mirror match? No, mill. Alright, so we want to fetch this. They clearly don't have Archive Trap, so we're just going to do the thing. Try to get them as dead as quickly as possible. Basic Island Graveyard, DRC Graveyard. Okay. Opponent fetching. Presumably basic swamp. Into Mesmeric Orb. Sure. Alright. That can go to the bottom. That can also go to the bottom. Counter spell to hand, Ledger Shredder, Exile Bolt. Go ahead and bolt them. Bottom that, bottom that. And now our opponent is in the hot seat a little bit. Hopefully they just have something dumb like Tasha's Hideous Laughter or something. But very carefully playing around Blood Moon. They have Hideous Laughter, sure. Which exiles a boatload of cards, but simply doesn't matter because they're just dead. And dead on turn 4. So our opponent is on mill. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. You're up against Plato, and they have a recent finish. So their sideboard is Extirpate, Soul God Lantern, Surgical Extraction, Cryptic Incursion, Ensnaring Bridge, and Mystical Disputes. So they look like they might have a lot of stuff to bring in. So we definitely want to bring in a Braid and possibly Brother's End. Flusterstorm. We definitely want a Braid. We could bring in Blood Moon, but they really seem like they're playing around it, although some of our better draws still include that. Mystical Dispute to fight through their stuff. Flusterstorm, maybe. Obviously they have the crabs, but I don't necessarily want Unholy Heat in my deck. Bolt at least goes to face. Dress down, a Braid. Do I want to bring in Brother's End is the question. Because if they resolve Bridge, we're in a lot of trouble. EE just doesn't do enough. Like, obviously Brother's End hits Mesmeric Orb and that as well as the crabs. But I don't know that it's worth it. Go down. A couple copies of Consider maybe. And then one counter spell in the draw, question mark. So we're bringing in all these other counter spells. From what I've played of it, fine. This hand just has too many lands, but we do have like the opener that we want with Ragavan, Consider, Spell Pierce. So these are the kind of hands with this deck that are tough. Like if this was Burn, I'd snap Mulligan because 4 lands, just you never want to see 4 lands. The flip side is I never have to crack this Polluted Delta with this hand. And I do have a strong opening. If, obviously, they can't kill Ragavan. We are soft to a crab. And this hand does have 1 too many lands. So I think I'm going to lean towards keeping it. But it is certainly a hand you could argue should be mulliganed. Okay, turn 1, whatever. Hopefully they don't have Fatal Push. It's a doable hand, but it doesn't take much for this hand to go wrong. Like, this hand could easily flood out and die. Alright. With Shredder, I'm a little less... I feel like this Ragavan's just going to die to a Fatal Push. But apparently it doesn't. Okay. With a turn 1 crab, or turn 2 crab into fetch land. Indeed, fetch land. Alright. So, would really love to draw a Bolt with this hand, but we'll see if they block. I'm curious. They do not. That's interesting. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. I don't think that's a card we're interested in. I think we're just going to cast Ledger Shredder and hold up Consider / Spell Pierce here. And if our opponent fights with Mystical Dispute, I think we have to fight back. But we need to be protected against Ensnaring Bridge. So, yep, opponent's going to get quite a bit of mill out of us. Alright, sure. Unfortunately, we're going to get hit by an Archive Trap, whether we like it or not. Spell Purse. It's quite the draw from our opponent. Gonna draw some type of counter spell. It's a card we're glad our opponent did not resolve. Yep. Do they have mystical dispute to back it up? No. Unfortunately, I am making my opponent's job easier, but at this point, don't really think I can play around anything. That goes in the graveyard. Good chance we're dead next turn. We know at the very least our opponent has a crab and the ability to bounce a Boro. So we're at least getting milled for 3. Yeah, they're shocking in, so we're probably dead. Yep. Fractured Insanity, and we're dead. Alright, fun games. Is Flusterstorm even worth it? Maybe. Blood Moon, Iteration, Still think I like the configuration we have. So I'd like to play first. This hand's just very clunky and doesn't do anything. This hand is not great, but I do think we have to keep it. Do we? This hand has no momentum, no early threat. I do think we have to throw this one back too. Braid is a nice utility card to have access to, but this hand just doesn't do anything. If this were a mystical dispute, maybe we could consider keeping it, but does begin with 7, which is terrifying. No lands. I guess we're going to 4. I mean, not ideal, but I guess we put back that. And actually, that, and hope to get lucky. Kind of painful, but it is what it is. One of the dangers of a deck like this is if you don't have early pressure, you really can't keep the hand, especially against a deck like Mill. And obviously we didn't keep a very good hand, but probably lead on Tarn, holding up Mystical Dispute, and then just hope somehow that this hand, Expressive Iteration, digs us out of this hole. Alright, fetch land, pass. Obviously, this is a gamble against something like Archive Trap, but really can't allow that to resolve. Alright, well, I think we expressively iterate and hope to get a tiny bit lucky, and we manage to Oh, I agree. But the problem is, Mill is part control, part burn. So, Visions of Beyond, sure. Okay. Is our opponent considering surgically extracting us? I think we go Ledger Shredder into DRC here. Good chance this gets... Nope, doesn't get countered. Interesting. Okay. Probably just going to ditch whatever we draw, but... Sure. Still got some selection out of it. We didn't get our expressive iteration countered by drawing the lock. Snaring Bridge. Annoying, but not impossible. It's a card I'm interested in drawing. Huh. So I think I put counterspell in hand, iteration on bottom. That. Play this. Play out Ledger Shredder. Somehow hope my opponent can't empty their hand. had one copy of a Braid in our deck. Is that our only out? I do believe so. Okay. Sure. Opponent is playing Counterspell as well, so... Creature, land, that. I'll leave this as a 3/3 if possible. Yeah, our opponent doesn't counterspell. Interesting. Sure, it's just a cantrip. That's a card we're interested in leaving on top. Sure. I hit our only copy of a Braid, so the game's probably over, unfortunately. Alright, we could play to our opponent making mistakes, but that just doesn't really make for much interesting magic. Okay, what is going on here? There we go. Alright, back for match number 3. Hand's a bit risky, but I think we can keep it. Gigantha, I'm not entirely sure what that indicates anymore. Keep. Opponent goes. Might be Zoo again. I think I played that the other night whenever I played this deck. Could be Death Shadow too, I suppose. Turn 1, that's no idea what that means. Okay, wild Necky Tattle, so we've got to kill this before they can grow it. Alright, well, I do need to draw a land, but we do need to kill this Necky Tattle before we can't kill it. At least not as things currently stand. What you got, friend? Being very careful how they fetch. Definitely the trickiest part of the zoo deck. Ideally, we draw a second land, get to go. Yeah, Territorial Kavu. Extremely annoying. Land, please. Alright, well. So I think our best option is Ledger Shredder and hope it sticks. Because Ragavan ain't going to do a whole lot on this board. DRC is going to get neutered by Territorial Kavu's graveyard effects. The fact this can become a 5/5 is extremely obnoxious. It's been a while since I've played Legacy, but I think Modern might be one of the more one of the biggest hiccups between play and draw. Feels like our opponent might have a leyline binding here. Yep, probably has to eat a card. Deal us 5. Feels like they were debating casting Leyline Binding. Tribal Flames. I think I'm okay with that. Alright, so what are my realistic options here? Can dash Monkey. I think my realistic option is DRC. Play a land. Fetch this. Do this. I think we have to bin a bolt. Spell Pierce just isn't good. It's amazing just how these big beefy boys just cause so many problems. How's Brotherhood? 3 damage to each creature and planeswalker deals destroy all artifacts, mana 3 value or less. I think we take 5 and rest Tribal Flames, hope we're not dead. Yep, right, they go after the land. Use us with what? 2 card types in the graveyard. Iteration will be 3. We need to hit land. But land in the graveyard, find Unholy Heat. Hope our opponent doesn't have Stubborn Denial or Tribal Flames. Feels like we're just going to be dead here, though. There are so many bad things for us. Tribal Flames, Sign of Draco. That one a little less so. Leyline Binding. What do you go after here? Hopefully they go after Ragavan. Sure. Yeah, Bolt 2. Nope. One land, one unknown card in hand. Okay. I think we start with Expressive Iteration. Hope to find an Unholy Heat. Consider can get banned. Well, think we're dead? Question mark? Okay, that'll play here. That'll play. If they had Bolt, we're dead. What's your top card? Top card is Dramoka's Command. That is, well, that's terrifying. Pretty sure that means no matter what we do here, we're dead. I should have cast Ragavan as a chump blocker here. Oh well. Maybe they'll get a little antsy and go for broke before combat. Unlikely given the fact that they really haven't made a true mistake yet, but Dramoka's Command's certainly a card that has many modes. What are the modes? I think we have to go kill this, surveil, hope to find another. Okay, guess they can get rid of what? Mishra's Bauble. Really feels like we're one. Yeah, if I draw a bolt, we're just dead here. Discard a card. If you do draw a card, if you draw a removal spell, we're dead. So. See what their top card is. Scion isn't strictly lethal, but man, is it bad news. Oh, wow. I guess the nice thing about Scion is it's not a lethal threat on its own. Okay, so we're drawing 2 cards here. One is Bolt. We need Unholy Heat. Unholy Heat Murktide? Alright. Surveil. Looking for an Unholy Heat. That is not an Unholy Heat. Does it even matter? They have another Scion coming off the top. Need to get a bit lucky here. Womp, womp, womp. I think we can go ahead and go to the next game, but so there's like no single card that gets us out of this situation. An Unholy Heat would have helped, but they just have too many big bodies going on. Alright, so a Braid is fine. EE is okay. Blood Moon is like our ultimate trump card in this matchup if we can get it down. Brother's Hood End does deal with Scions, but they're 3 or less, and Scion's 12. Why? Nobody knows. Spell Pierce is like okay in some spots. It's just like a consider out matchup. And maybe a copy of Spell Pierce, maybe? Yeah. Maybe one Bobble out. This is certainly a matchup I struggled with the other night too when I was playing it, so. You just have so many big beefy boys. They sometimes bring in unlicensed hearse, so. Tribal Flames. Against Francisco. They have no recent notable finishes with the deck, so be right back. Gotta turn on the heat. We'll be on the play, which is nice. Counterspell becomes much more of a reasonable card against their deck. Blood Moon, obviously, like, Ragavan and the Blood Moon would be like the perfect draw. Yes, I'd like to play first. Opponent has Gigantha. Alright, this hand is fine-ish. Do that. Do this. Surveil. Basic Island seems like a card I'm remotely interested in drawing. Upkeep. Okay, opponent's going to have a Knacky Tattle, which is fine. Be interesting to see if they fetch around. Bloodman or not. I think my next turn literally might be fetch Basic Island, put E onto, and pray that they don't get too big of a threat out. And then hope Blood Moon can carry us enough. Alternatively, do I keep up Spell Pierce? I don't think... Surveil... Da-da-da-da-da... I don't think that's a terrible card to have access to. If our opponent wants to take the trade, I am more than happy to offer this trade right now. They do not. Okay, fair enough. Don't think they can get Scion out here, which is nice. Hopefully they go for something dumb like Dromoka's Command or something along those lines. Okay, opponent gets to hit us for 3, which is... Or don't attack. I'm cool with that too. Okay, what do you play here? Maybe Leyline Binding? Don't think I'd ever be happy to see Leyline Binding, except maybe in this case. I am very happy to see that Leyline Binding right now. So, Surveil says... Okay, opponent's got a bunch of mountains. What can they do with a bunch of mountains? We have one basic forest, one basic plains. Their Nakadel's a 2/2. Okay, go to 12. Sure, I'm perfectly fine with the Tribal Flames going at a DRC. Okay, counterspell, blah, 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 blah. I think I'm interested in... What am I interested in here? Land would have been ideal. I think Ledger Shredder is the card I take. Exile... that. Exile that, even though I can't cast it. Ideally, I don't like taking this, obviously, but Spell Pierce protects us against most stupidity here. Not that they can cast most of the cards in their deck, but... Come on, give me a land deck. Ledger Shredder. DRC, true Ledger Shredder. Down in the graveyard. Alright, nice to steal that one. Be back in un segundo. Oh. What a crazy game. How exactly is Territorial Cavu worded? Power and toughness are equal a number of... Okay, so I do want Dress Down in my deck, don't I? At least against that. That kills Cavu on its own. Let me go down. A counter spell. And maybe a copy of Ragavan. Hand isn't super ideal, but I do think we keep it. Turn 1, Wild Nakatatl. Turn 1, nothing. Okay. Please be unlicensed hearse. Please be unlicensed hearse. Sure. That's annoying, but it's like the least annoying thing to deal with. Holding up counterspell and dress down here. Hopefully our opponent plays like a non-Cyano Draco creature. Like, I don't even know. Okay, opponent is doing things and stuff. Do they play something like Veil of Summer in their list? The call is annoying, but it's also kind of whatever. Took a hit for 5, not really like it, but if they have Stubborn Denial, it's going to be extremely annoying. The way they're tanking, I'm thinking they do. Okay. Scion of Draco. I think we attempt to counterspell this. Pray they don't have Stubborn Denial. If they have Stubborn Denial, we're just getting destroyed, so. Alright, that can go in the bin. Counterspell that. Trade with a Neshoba. Take 3 and like it. Okay. Taking 2 and then 3. Okay. Kill you because we can. Still holding up Spell Pierce. They have Stubborn Denial? I'm gonna say, have they seriously been chilling on Stubborn Denial this entire time? And didn't use it to... I still think we have to bin that. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Surveil again. Probably should crack the fetch in response to that. Opponent should have let us surveil first before doing this, but yeah, I guess I'm in the market for that. I guess I'd better be careful because double Tribal Flames or double Bolt still gets us. Okay, let's Dash Monkey. Hit a wood, Foothill is not ideal. Goes to 6. Yeah, I'm fine with a bolt being pointed there. This Dash a Monkey, Ledger Shredder. Oh boy. Put them to 4. If they have double Tribal Flames or some combination of burn spells, I guess I'm okay with losing to that. Yes! That was a heck of a magic match. Alright, back for match 4. We're going to play Pen the Sword. Typically has historically been a blue-white control player, but I think lately has been playing Burn, so I have no idea what to expect here. Alright, turn 1, Monkey, go. Opponent goes. Turn 1, shock in, kill Ragavan. Oop, DRC. Okay, so we're Murktide on Murktide. Opponent puts a bolt in the yard. So we get to go Unholy Heat, kill your DRC, genetic growth. What on earth is going on? You know what? If they want to trade 2 for 2, I'm good with that. Okay, opponent, it looks like they are in fact on. Looks like they might be on Izzet Prowess instead. Guess we'll find out in a second if they're on Izzet or something else. Yeah, I don't think I can let that resolve. So 1, 2. Opponent's got a Swizzle Spear coming off the top. I think I do go ahead and run 1, 2. Get a 6/6 down and hope that's good enough for now. Maybe we'll even draw a Spell Pierce. Iteration, sure. And their opponent scoops. Alright, so we're up against Izzet Prowess. Mana, Morphos. Izzet Prowess. Okay. Got Fluster Storms, Vapor Snags. Well, Breach is a card. They're kind of Iconoclast. So we definitely want a Braid. We definitely want Engineered Explosives. Brotherhood End is a card. Fluster Storm might be a card. Dress Down, not really. Unlicensed Hearse, not really. Mystical Dispute, not really the fight we want to be fighting. This is not really a Blood Moon matchup. Fluster Storm. Okay, these 4. What cards am I not interested in? Probably 2 copies of Ragavan and 2 copies of Consider. And we go with the control roll for now. Alright, we have 2 lands, we have a Ragavan, we have some Unholy Heats. These are the kind of hands you love to keep against a deck like this. They're going to lead off on turn 1, probably Soulscar. Oh, DRC, sure. Okay. Let's go ahead and main phase this. Pass turn. They keep another one lander. They did not. Unfortunate. I think we just play basic land and pass. Prepared to take a whop by this one. Okay, opponent's going to go get a blue source here, probably trying to cast Iconoclast. They just put Giganta in their hand. Wow. Okay, so kill this. Draw a basic island here. Just cast this guy and hold up counterspell. Guess we hope they don't have Flusterstorm here. That's definitely a card I'm interested in. Yeah, I legitimately don't care about my creature getting killed. How many card types? 3? Go ahead and iterate. I think we take iteration for this. This is our land. Now if they just jam Giganta, we can just kill it. Yeah, looks like they're just going to be jamming Giganta. This Ledger Shredder, kill this. I guess Dashing Monkey doesn't actually do a whole lot here. I think we're just going to play it to force them to do something. They have this lava dart in their graveyard. I presume they're just going to flash it back, which I'm perfectly fine with. Yep. It's one less card for them to be able to kill Ledger Shredder with. Okay, they have DRC. Alright, so let's start with expressively iterating. Well, hello there. Put this into our hand. That and that. And we will, I guess, not cast Monkey? Go ahead and bolt this. Flusterstorm, I guess. Okay, sure, whatever. Going to face with that. One is drawing third path Iconoclast. That is moderately terrifying. Okay. It's not a card we really want to draw, but, you know, whatever. Opponent gets to cast third path Iconoclast. They do have Lava Dart in the graveyard, which is notable. We don't know what our opponent's drawing. Okay. Cast this. Cast this. Hope whatever was going to be on top of our deck isn't huge. Not a card I want to draw anyway. Yep, that's card. Come on, give me something, deck. Guess that does qualify as something. Alright, that's definitely a card I'm interested in drawing next turn. Obviously, this is a bit risky because they could chain, you know. Interesting. Opponent could chain a bunch of spells. Paper Snag's slightly annoying. Opponent can chunk us for like 3-4 here. Okay, Vapor Snag, bouncing DRC. Yep, and then they can flash back. Lava Darts if they wanted to. Expressive Iteration. And our opponent concedes. Nice. Alright, we're here for match number 5. Against Michael Armando. Hand's a bit risky, but I do think we can keep it. So, yes. Okay, looks like we're up against Boros Burn. Okay, Goblin Guide. Give me a land deck. Nice. Alright, so do the thing, take some damage and like it. Do the thing, do bobble thing. Keep lightning bolt on top because we're definitely going to need it. Okay, opponent's drawing a land. They play the land. Yep, we're getting blazed. Going to 10 and liking it. I guess to see a bolt on top of our deck, which is fine. Bing, bing. Just go ahead and bolt this. No reason to play stupid. We'll hold up Spell Pierce during our opponent's turn. Of course, they have Eidolon here, which is one of the worst possibilities for us, I guess. We do unfortunately need to draw a bolt or something soon, or we're just going to be dead. Okay. Alright. I think we can safely pack this game up. Alright, so we definitely want Fluster Storms. Definitely want a Braid. These three cards definitely. Disputes, kind of whatever. Subtlety's a maybe. EE is a bit slow, but could be a necessary evil. Blood Moon doesn't really do much. And these four go down like 2 copies I consider. Copy a bobble. Shredder, maybe Brothers War is a little too slow. Cards our opponent bringing in against us. Sanctifier and Beck. Deflecting Palm, potentially. Path to Exile. Cards we need to watch out for. Eidolon, Sanctifier, etc. Our hand is fine. I'm not like terribly thrilled, but we just play this and pass. We have a turn 1 creature, it's whatever. I'm not going to take extra damage when I don't need to. And Burn doesn't always have a turn 1 1-drop. Of course, it looks like they do here. There's a Swizzle Spear. Let's play this and pass. Don't want to expose this to something like... Okay. I think we take the 1. Let them do the thing here. Yeah, Sanctifier we have to counter because we have no, like... Okay, taking the opportunity to do the thing. My pitching here. Flusterstorm is such a good card. All these are good cards. Is it iteration? Feels like it's iteration. Feels like that goes to the graveyard too. All right. One, two, three. Yeah, fine with that. Sure. Okay. Opponent push damage. They do. I'm more than happy to trade this in a bolt for thingsandstuff.org. Is that going face? Yeah, okay, it's going to Shredder. So, cool with that. Alright, so what we're going to do is do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that. Could have bolted first, actually. That would have made this 8/8. They have path, more power to them. So they're drawing a mountain, which is fine. Desperation, always a good feeling. Yeah, that's fine. Go to 8. Do that. Yep, I'm good with that being on top of our deck. Flusterstorm should keep us from dying for this turn, and they're just dead next turn. And all comes down to game 3. Start seeing maybe it's cold outside.
I was starting to go to the window, knock on the window and be like, hey.
You should have just buzzed. It would have been fine.
If you record, I don't want to do that.
Well, I'm still recording, but...
Oh, well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the crazy life that is me.
It's not just you. We all add to the craziness.
I forgot I had iced tea too.
Oh, when your wife discovers a treasure trove in the refrigerator that she forgot about. Sand is a bit iffy.
It's iffy.
Punt kept 7. So we have one Unholy Heat. We have a Ragavan. We do keep it, but it is, like I said, a little bit iffy.
It's iffy.
Their opponent goes turn 1. Goblin Guide. We're drawing a Consider. Okay. We'll just play this and pass. Holding up potentially Flusterstorm, Unholy Heat, etc. Okay. Let them attack first.
Yes.
Alright, so Lightning Bolt is our card on top. Hopefully they kept a greedy one-lander. It'd be nice for us. They did. Alright. Just gonna go ahead and bolt that. Play an island and pass. Hold up Consider and Flusterstorm. You're fine.
I'm hungry.
That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead, play that, play this. Hold up once again, Flusterstorm and Consider. I think we need to leverage them stumbling if at all possible. Put Spell Pierce in the graveyard. And in the graveyard. Same target, same target, same target. Yep, got one guide. Okay, so swings. Ragavan on top. I think we just take this damage and like it. Go and cast Consider since I really don't want to draw a Ragavan since we already have one in hand. Okay. Murktide Regent seems like a very good card to draw. And leave that on top. Swing, bada bada swing, bada bada swing, bada bada swing. Swing, bada bada swing, bada bada swing, bada bada swing. No, but you are on audio.
Yeah, well. Audio's better than this. People seeing me right now.
I suppose.
Well, if you didn't swing better, trust me, it is.
Oh, because you're dancing?
Oh, yes.
Oh. I mean, at least you can dance. My sense of rhythm sucks.
Yes, it is. I mean...
It's all good. We know it does.
Yes, we do. I mean... I have rhythm, you got nothing.
Alright, so we'll start by cracking a Fire Islet. Okay, yeah, definitely qualifies as something.
Yay, it's something, it's not nothing. Ah, yay. I'm smarter than the
Sometimes.
Shut up.
I definitely had a very good one-land draw.
Yay!
Feels like if they don't have a path or a second land, this is going to be GG. And it was. Nice. Alright, quick wrap up with my very quiet, very caring wife in the background. Yeah, you're only doing that because you know the camera's not on right now.
I know! Because I'm not quiet. But I am caring.
But, been a while since we played Murktide, obviously. Deck is just as powerful as I remember before. Should have been our second 4-1 with the deck if I wouldn't have punted the first league I played. But the deck is powerful. I mean, what more can you say? The deck, the more you play it, the better you get with it. It's the #1 deck in the format for a reason. Has endless tools for endless matchups. It's the best deck for a reason. But, as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hope to see you for the next stream.